Okay? So here you will find that the disease is eating too much or drinking too much, and the cure from it, as we said, كَمًّا وَكَيْفًا, quality and quantity, as we said, to understand the gratification and or thinking about the desire and the gratification of it, as we said in the story of Umar ibn Khattab, and كَمًّا, as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, 1/3 for food and another third for drink and another third for your air. The next point is shahwat al-farj, which is the sexual desire. Okay? The sexual desires. Sexual desires in general, it comes from three different factors. Three different factors. The first one, which is the highest one, thinking. Thinking about it. This is number one. Number two, using your senses, your eyes, your tongue, talking, or listening, or hands, or legs. And the third level is execution, to make the intercourse itself. These are the three different levels. Rasulullah ﷺ mentioned in a hadith, and he was addressing the youth in general. Ya ma'ashar al-shabab, oh the youth. Rasulullah ﷺ addressing them. من استطاع منكم الباءة فليتزوج. Those who can financially or have the financial capability to have the al-ba'a means that to make mugawwa, like a place that you can live with your family. Okay? So it's a kind of metaphor for marriage. من استطاع منكم الباءة فليتزوج. فإن لم يستطع, if he couldn't do it, فعليه بالصوم فإنه له وجاء. So he should make صوم because it is for him. وجاء means that shield, protection. Wujah actually means that to protect something. Okay? This is what Rasulullah ﷺ mentioned. When I was thinking about this hadith, I was trying to find the explanation of the hadith and going into deeper level of thinking about it. I found that Imam al-Ghazali, he mentioned that there are three different levels of salah. That in his book, Al-Ihya, he mentioned that there are three different levels. The first one is Sawm, as he mentioned, Sawm al-Umum. That the Sawm al-Umum means that the generic part, which is people are abstaining from drinking, eating, and sexual intercourse, execution of the sexual intercourse. This is the first level. But he mentioned two other levels. The other level, the higher level is Sawm al-Khusus. Al-Khusus means that special people, those who are safeguarding their senses in general, safeguarding their senses, your eyes, your tongue, your ears, and so on. And the level, the highest level, there is a highest level he mentioned, which is, do you know it? Anyone know it?
Heart.
Yes, that's right. The heart. The thinking of the heart. Many times, many of the people, they were complaining to me about this problem. They are saying that we can fast, but the problem that the sexual urge is there. We cannot control it. That's the problem. This is the problem, that they didn't follow what Rasulullah ﷺ said exactly. They are making the first level, the primary level, which that they are abstaining from doing the sexual intercourse, and this is right. The second and third level, they are falling short into fulfilling it. So they cannot control the urge. He doesn't control his eyes, so the imagination of his heart is there. He is still imagining everything. The thought that you are processing in your mind and you enjoy it, this is the problem. And this is why Rasulullah ﷺ said, فَإِنَّهُ لَهُ وِجَاء. If you are completing the three different levels, starting from thinking, do not think, and safeguarding your senses, do not violate the innocence of your eyes, lower your gaze, safeguard your senses in general. Okay? Then there is no processing of any ideas in your heart and your mind. And at the last level, which is you are not going to execute any kind of sexual intercourse. That's the point. And this is why, this is the marad, as we said, this is the disease. And this is the prescription, as Rasulullah ﷺ said, using the three different levels of siyam, as we said. And important thing to notice here that Siyam, because it's in the month of Ramadan. During other months in the entire year, you can lower your gaze for 2 or 3 days, for example. But during month of Ramadan, it's 30 continuous days. It's a complete program for you. You are going to have it as a habit. Then you are not going to think. If you control your thinking, you are not going to think, really. So if for 30 days, you every day is controlling your heart from thinking, your eyes and your tongue from talking or looking, and of course you are controlling your sexual private parts, in that case, you are going to master it. You will find that after the 30 days, really you have the certification that you do not have any sexual urge. And this is the problem that most of the people they are falling into. And this is why Islam is highly matured compared to Western kind of approach. Because in the Western point of view, everything is free for you. You can look, but you should control. This is not right. This is really not right. The point is, if you are looking, you are going to think about it, and you are going to work upon it. And this is the problem. This is why Rasulullah ﷺ is highly giving a very matured way of the solution. From the very early beginning, do not think about it in general. Okay? Do you have any questions regarding this point? Shall I go to the next point? If you feel that I'm talking too much, please stop me and comment. Okay? Talking too much? Really? Okay. Let's go to the next point, which is related to the outer pressure. In the outer pressure, in general, we have disease, kind of disease. The living style patterns that we're living in our modern times. Whenever you go to a restaurant, for example, you will find always an offer that you take 1 pizza, or if you take 2 pizza, it is 1 plus, right?
Yeah.
If we're going to have this commodity, for example, or any kind of dressing, for example, or pants or something, take 2, and you're going to have additional 1 for free, right? This type, this pattern of, I always call it, it's a pattern of consumption, okay? Which is highly promoted and highly accepted by nowadays way of standard of living in general. I'm not going to say Western or Oriental or whatever, even in the Muslim countries. Okay? I'm not talking about the point that whether it will be beneficial for the buyer or it will be safer pattern of consumption for the seller. Okay? But I'm talking about something else, something that is really hidden, which is subconsciously hidden. That it nurtures inside you the need or the greediness in general. And instead of having 1 thing, it's better to have 2 things. And instead of having 2, you're going to have 3, and so on. This kind of disease is something highly linked with the human being. And this is what Rasulullah ﷺ said في الصحيحين من حديث ابن عباس لو كان لابن آدم واديان من مال لابتغى ثالثا. If the son of Adam has 2 valleys of wealth, of money, he is going to seek for the 3rd one. This is human nature. And then Rasulullah ﷺ said, وَلَا يَمْلَأُ جَوْفًا مِنْ آدَمَ إِلَّا التُّرَابُ. And there is nothing is going to fill inside the body of the son of Adam except dust. This is what we are going to face in the grave. وَيَتُوبُ اللَّهُ عَلَى مَنْ تَابَ. And Allah is going to forgive those who really seek the sincere repentance. This is the disease. And Rasulullah ﷺ has mentioned and addressed it very early on. And nowadays, we are saying that this is good type, or at least it's an attractive pattern of consumption. But really, this is not right. From my own point of view, it's not right. You are going to put a lot of money in things that you do not need it. And this